Welcome back to PopCon Slimes. My name is Michelle, and today is the Retro Slime video part 2. If you have not seen part 1, go ahead and click the link here, and then you can watch that and come right back. If you've already seen part 1, let's get into part 2. Here we go. First up in part 2 is Ocean Lake's Dutch Oven Peach Cobbler. This is a DIY slime with a full foam base that is tinted this beautiful peach color. I don't know if you can tell from the pokes, but this was a thick base. She was real thick and real glossy, but not rubbery at all, which was just amazing. Additionally, the base of this slime was scented like peaches. It smelled like canned peaches, not like the dull kind, but like preserved canned peaches from a farm. It was very fresh, very on point. The base of this slime was so stretchy. It didn't have a lot of foam beads inside, so it wasn't necessarily a super packed foam, but because this was a DIY and there was going to be more slime elements added in, I think this was a perfect ratio. Overall, I really liked this base. As I was playing with it, I think there might have been some glue all added in here just because it did matte up right as I pulled it, but then it glossed up immediately. It was such a fun base on its own, but like I said in part 1, Retro Slime says to put all of the elements of the slime together before judging it. This slime came with the cutest little Dutch oven container. I was so thrilled with this. I'm like obsessed. I was like, look at me, I'm a little baker. Anyways, that's just me, but it was so cute. So in addition to the base, this slime came with some snow fizz that was tinted this beautiful brown to act as the cobbler that goes on top. I believe this snow fizz was also scented a little bit like caramel or brown sugar. It really just reminded me of a cobbler. On its own, the snow fizz was very packed. It didn't have a lot of slime in it and it was kind of dry, but like I said before, I knew that I was going to mix it into another slime, so that was totally okay. Because everything came separately in this DIY, I was able to assemble my own cobbler. I had the base slime as the filling, and then this brown snow fizz as the cobbler streusel that goes on top. This was such a satisfying and fun thing to put together. It also came with this perma-soft peach slice, which was so realistic and smelled like peaches. Mixing this slime was so satisfying, and I was really curious as to what the final texture would be. The way the snow fizz mixed into this slime, it really reminded me of a streusel and a dessert. I was getting some really strong cinnamon kind of just dessert vibes. Because of the mixture of this beautiful thick and glossy, as well as the snow and the foam beads, this is a very textured slime. I was impressed with how stretchy this slime was even after adding in the other snow fizz. It was just so fun to poke and play with, and it made endless sounds because of all of the different add-ins. This slime was so unique. The texture was amazing. Considering there was all this foam and snow fizz, I felt that this was still a very stretchy and soft slime. Because of all the add-ins, it gave amazing ASMR and inflated slightly, which was really nice. I will say that I would have liked a little bit of a heavier peach scent. Now that I play with it again, the peach scent is a little bit lost on me. However, not everyone likes a strong scent, so if you do like kind of softer or no scents at all, this is definitely the slime for you. I'll also say after I mixed in my peach cobbler and put it back into the cute little Dutch oven it came with, it really looked like peach cobbler. I will say though that the Dutch oven container was not an air safe container, so I would not store your slime in here, and that's totally okay because Retro gives you the container that the slime originally came in, as well as some overflows, so you should be good. For all of those reasons, I'm giving this slime 5 out of 5 popcorns. Next up is Cherie. This is a cherry cheesecake slime that came with this beautiful white base. Now this is a thick and glossy base if I've ever seen one. I thought I was blown away by Parakeet Slime's thick and glossy, but this one is so good too. And it's a little bit different, so I won't compare the two, but it is so pokeable and so stretchy at the same time. It doesn't feel rubbery, which is one of my biggest concerns, and the pops are amazing. To me, the base of this slime was scented like cream cheese or cheesecake, but I think it smelled really nice. I'm not a huge cheesecake person, and I felt like the cheese or the cream cheese scent was lessened. It was more sweet, and I really enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys like cheesecake in the comments. I had it once when I was a kid, and it tastes like toenails to me. Don't ask me how I know that. Thank you, Harry Potter jelly beans. But I did not like it at all. Do you guys like cheesecake? I was obsessed with this base, and I kind of wanted to keep the base just on its own, but it's meant to be assembled, so I did that. So like I said, this was a DIY slime that came with an additional topping of clear red slime with these cute little cherry beads inside. At first, when I played with the clear base on its own, it was a little bit sticky, but I knew I was going to add it to another slime, so I didn't really judge it based on that. However, the second I opened this jar, the smell of cherries was so good. Usually I don't like the artificial smell of cherries. I know you guys are probably like, you don't like anything. I do, I promise I do. But I don't like the artificial scent of cherries, maraschino cherries, not my thing. However, this smelled like fresh cherries. Like someone went and picked some cherries and jarred them themselves, and it smelled so fresh and so good. As you can see, the clear was a little bit sticky, so I had to tap it off to get it on top. I did my best to make a cute little swirl to look like a beautifully topped cherry cheesecake for you all. Mixing this slime might have been one of the most satisfying so far. The clear slime just made this beautiful swirl marble effect and gave me somewhat of candy cane vibes, but then I would smell the cherries again and bring me right back to fall and Thanksgiving time in the US. The clear slime incorporated beautifully with this thick and glossy base. I was really worried that it was going to take away from the thickness of this base, but it did not. It just added this beautiful color and made it a little bit more clicky. As you can see, the finished color is this beautiful pink color, and the cherry add-ins are actually red dyed foam beads, which you can squish for even more ASMR. After stretching and inflating, this became a lot of slime. Like, it almost didn't fit in my hand, so I was like, I might have to break this in half to play with it the way I usually do. It was so much slime, so good, and so fun. As I played with it, it did get slightly tacky. That is probably because of the clear slime added in, but it wasn't anything where I felt like I needed to add activator or that it took away from the play. I had to cut these clips down a lot because I ended up playing with this slime for a really long time, getting it pretty sizzly and inflated, and just played with it forever. If you would like to see the additional ASMR from this and other videos where I've deleted the clips, let me know in the comments below, and if enough people comment, I will make an ASMR video. Like I said before, the base of this slime was amazing. The mixing process was great. I love the DIY aspect. I thought the scent was on point. It really smelled like cherry cheesecake when all mixed together. It was a beautiful, pokeable, holdable slime that inflated a little bit and just was so fun to play with. For all of those reasons, I'm of course giving this slime 5 out of 5 popcorns. And last but not least, from Retro Slimes, I have Apple Pandawe. So I was so excited because this slime came in this cute little dish container that looked like a oval little Dutch oven. I loved it. However, I was sad to see that on this container, they did not add this sticker that told the backstory of the slime like they do on their other containers. So I would like to see that in the future, just because I personally enjoyed learning about where all of these slimes came from and what they used to mean in the past. So this slime is described as a thick and glossy base with some brown foam add-ins and apple jelly cubes. Of course, I wanted to find the apple cubes right away so that I could squish them, and when I uncovered them from the slime, I saw that they were actually colored like apple slices. So of course the slime was appropriately scented like apple. To me it smelled just like your classic apple scent, somewhat like an apple soap if you will. Not anything desserty, it didn't smell like there was anything else added in, just smelled like apples to me. As you can see, this is another very thick base that stretches like a dream. I was so excited for all the potential ASMR opportunities because of the jelly cubes and this thick base. After I played with the base a little bit more, I put the slime back in the cute little Dutch oven container that it came in because there was these adorable apple Fimo slices to add on top as well. These apple Fimo slices were adorable. They were like half-cored apples, so you can see the little seeds and the core inside with the cute little leaf on top and the red edging. I loved these. I thought they were adorable, and I felt like I was at an apple orchard as I was mixing this. It was so fall. I'm still stunned with how thick this slime is, yet how easy I was able to stretch it. This wasn't even me trying to do like a slow stretch. It just stretched nicely, but poked and held amazing. As for the apple jelly cubes, I loved them. Not only were they colored kind of like an apple pie filling, but they were also really big and made amazing ASMR when you popped them. I felt like there was a perfect ratio of apple slices in there to the foam beads, and that I would be able to come back to this slime and still be able to get some pops from those jelly cubes. Turns out I was right, because as I was playing with this slime right before editing, I found some cubes that were still not popped and was able to get some more enjoyment out of that. So forgive me because I don't know what an apple Pandawe is, but I was not a fan of this color. It was kind of gray. And now when I look at it, it's this weird kind of taupe, and taupe is soothing, but it's not my favorite color for slime. However, this didn't really take away from my experience. I just would have liked to see something a little different, but also, like I said, apple Pandawe is something I'm unfamiliar with, and this may be very true to the color. I'll have to do a quick Google to look it up. Considering how thick this slime was, it actually didn't inflate very much, which was totally okay because it fit nicely back into the container it came in. Now, I was concerned about this container because it was shrink wrapped when it arrived, and it didn't feel like it was going to have an airtight seal. However, that was not the case. I was able to put my slime back in the container, put the lid on, and press down, and it stayed air fresh. This texture was so unique, just like their other textures. I've had fun playing with it. The smell was very apple. I thought it was appropriately scented, and I was just impressed with the overall play and container that it came in. For all of those reasons, I'm giving this slime 5 out of 5 popcorns. I really enjoyed this shop. I thought the prices were a good set point for what you got because you actually get a lot more slime and a lot more play with all of these mixing of creations. Additionally, I was a sucker for the history that went behind each of the slimes, learning more about where their names came from and what those items meant in the past. This is the first shop that I reviewed that got 5 out of 5 popcorns on all of their slimes, and there were 6 slimes, so that's really impressive. Let me know if you've tried Retro Slime Company in the comments below and what you've thought. As always, you guys make this possible. I had so much fun filming this one, and I can't wait to film more for you. As always, keep popping kernels, and I will see you in the next one.